Thank you for your patience while I stepped away for a moment. And again, I just want to thank you so much for joining the program. I'm really excited. I've talked to so many of you personally on the phone. Know that we have so much in common. Know that we're going to get a lot done in this 8 weeks and then even after when we have the live event coming up in July. So I'm really excited to help you get results that you're wanting to get, help you do things differently in your life and business, so that you are living your dream and your vision now. You know, I always think, I'm really ready for that. I'm ready for change. And when I talk to each one of you, you had that too. You said, I'm ready for change. And I know that I have to be the change, so let's do it now. So again, thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and kind of get rolling here. And tonight we really dive into element 1 of the elements that we're going to be chatting about. And element 1 is our radiant mindset. Now, what I think is very interesting about this, when we think about mindset, I looked up the definition of mindset, and you'll see it here. It says it's a habitual or characteristic mental attitude that determines how you will interpret and respond to situations. Now, what we're going to be doing in this first webinar is really laying the foundation. Because think about it. If you build a building and you have a real shoddy foundation, it's not going to last. And I will just share with you that I see a lot of that around here. People are just wanting to throw things up, where we used to live and all over, and just to make money. And if you don't have that secure foundation, if you really haven't set the mortar and the brick and all that you need for that foundation, it is not going to last. And that's what we want to do here is look at the foundation and look at where we might be able to change some things, okay? Where we might be able to shift some things with your attitude. Maybe there's been some trauma, some experience, some challenges in your life, which has tarnished that mindset sometimes. And we don't really recognize it until, we get to that place and it's like, oh my gosh, how did I get here? So what I want to do is just introduce my definition and my client's definition of radiant mindset. It's an attitude that all is meaningful on your path. People, experiences, challenges, and joy. By being open and listening, you make choices living your dream now in all aspects of your life. You are actually glowing in the knowing that you are creating the life and biz of your dreams now. So the radiant mindset is right now. It's the foundation of your structure of your life, your business, every aspect that you have there. And it's something that you then can build upon, and it will be lasting. It will be secure. It will be glowing. It will be brilliant. And not only will you be happy and radiant, but people around you will begin to notice it. They will be attracted to you because of who you are. They will want to know what you offer. They will want to know, what is your business? How can I be with you more? What kind of services do you provide? And then I want to join you. That's exactly what happened to me with one of my clients who's actually in this program. I might have shared this with you, but I was teaching a yoga class, and she came up to me after the class, and she said, I have this feeling that we're supposed to work together. And in her words, she was thinking in her mind, I hope this woman does something that I really need right now. But it was true. I was a coach, and she was in need of a coach. Her name is Julie, and you will meet her in the program. And we've been coaching together. So, you just never know when you're going to meet somebody, when an opportunity is going to arise. So it's so key to notice, what is my mindset? Your mindset is a part of your brand. If you're in the grocery store, if you're picking up children from school, somebody sees you kind of like flying off the handle, what's your mindset? And what that means is that we're not stuffing anything down, but that we're working through emotions, we're sharing emotions as we're living our life, but that we have that radiant mindset. We have that basis. Okay? It's so important, so key, and really is the foundation of this program. Now, what I really was excited that was a part of this program were the Radiant Superpowers. And I believe that you have all taken the Radiant Superpowers quiz. And I know most of yours, but you know what? Right now, let's just have you, if you can, since we're in chat mode, send me your Radiant Superpower as I'm kind of talking about this, because I would love to just have that right now and maybe just chat about it a little. So if you can send me that just as we're in chat mode and let me know. Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate that. Awesome. And so go ahead, you guys, when you have a moment, just send me yours. And if you didn't take the quiz, we're going to need you to pop back there because we're going to go over this just a little bit. You'll see in the left-hand corner as you're looking at your screen, I'm pictured there in the purple, and that's Wisdom Warrior, okay? And with Wisdom Warrior, this is a person who is a spiritual warrior, embodying courage, confidence, boldness, and a sense of peace for her passionate path. And true wisdom rests in the center of this person. So it is really about being wise, being able to live and breathe with the stature of love and wisdom. And this particular superpower is to look within and embrace your truth. And each challenge you face in your life and business will build your stamina for success. So I always ask with Wisdom Warrior, close your eyes and ask, what is my truth in this circumstance? You know, what is the truth in this particular choice? Now, if you go to the next one, it's just below it with the blue. This one is called Radiant Rainmaker. Okay, and we're just going to kind of touch on them today, but we'll go a lot more in detail as we go throughout the course and as you learn more about your superpower as well. And I encourage you, when you take the quiz, you can go and print out the description and just see how much you can relate to that. And you might even write even more to it. But I encourage you to do that when you take the quiz again and to check that out. The Radiant Rainmaker is your heart's radiance is your path. When you embrace your passion and spread the word with your creations, success rains upon you with delight and deluge. Your business ignites with sparks and sizzles as you attract clients who appreciate your unique ability to live powerfully, upfront, and directly from your heart in your life and business. Okay, share the nourishment of this rain of cash flow with those around you and watch the unfolding change in the world one person at a time as you add value by being your beautiful self. So that is the Radiant Rainmaker. Right next to that, you'll see Visionary Queen. And I think we have a few people who have Visionary Queen. You're the one who knows the way even before it happens. Now, just think about that for a minute. You're the one who knows the way even before it happens. Meaning that you see light in the dark, meaning that you have big ideas, big dreams, you're an innovative thinker, and you're never pulled back by failure. Now, what I think is very interesting about all these superpowers is that these are gifts that we were born with. This is what our soul right now is becoming in every aspect of our life with every choice. Sometimes they get clouded, sometimes they get mixed up, but really we can come back to this as a basis and a structure. With Visionary Queen, your life and business flourish and thrive with radical ideas and an expanded awareness that this is your life to live and your business to connect and lead yourself and others to greatness. Okay? Now the next one right next to Visionary Queen is Genuous Goddess. Goddess, you are at your center, the true beauty of genuine and generous. Genuous is a word that I made up, and it means genuine and generous. You have the innate power to grow seedlings into beautiful gardens and harvest success in both life and business. Your life and business flourish and thrive on the intentions of your heart, opening to the flow of giving and receiving. That's a huge key for Genuous Goddess right here, is having the flow open. Okay, we can give, but we also have to be able to receive. If we've stopped the flow, there can be issues for us, whether it's financial, love interest, just in any relationship. So that is really a concern of Genuine Goddess. Right in the center above Visionary Queen is Passionate Peacemaker. Your inner flow is peaceful. This sense of harmony is a consistent stream through every decision in your life and business. It's really all about harmony. Know that if you are to live the life you want and have a meaningful business, you must live to the beat of your own drum. Within your peacefulness, there is a decisive strength which permeates your landscape and gives you a saturated sense of living true abundance in your life and your business. Last one here is Luminous Sparks, the red dress up in the right, the very corner. You embrace the opportunities for the peaks and the valleys within the flow of life. You embody courage and luminosity. Your answers are both in light and dark in order to be fully you and to astound yourself and others with all that you create. You trust the wisdom gained from these experiences as you move forward, creating a life of wealth and bliss. So these are the superpowers, and what's kind of interesting is that you may have noticed that there was a little bit of each of you, a little bit of each of these superpowers inside of you. And that's what's really cool with typologies is that you may relate to each one of these. You have all these different aspects of you inside. And sometimes what happens is we separate these. And what we want to work toward, or what we are becoming, is an integration of all these aspects. All the aspects that make up you, uniquely you, and how you put forth your creations in your life, your business, and your relationships. It's not compartmentalizing them at all. It's dancing within them. Okay, it's dancing within the flow of all of them. How many of you have ever felt like you were sometimes 4 different people? You had these conversations in your head of, no, you can't do this. And the other conversation, yes, I can. I can totally create this. I can do this business. No, you can't. You've never been able to do anything. So sometimes there's conversations like that, and it's about really knowing what's your truth in this moment and knowing maybe what's been shaded by different experiences, different traumas, and when to let go of what is not serving you anymore and when it's time to change. What I will share with you is that I know when I decided to really put this program together, I thought, who am I to do this? Who am I to put this together? And as I kept doing it and as it kept evolving as the program that it is now and continuing to evolve, I thought, I know that I can help a lot of people because it helped me so much to be able to step into my worth, to step into my value. And as it became more of who I was meant to be as a person, really stepping into that greatness, I have attracted more clients into my life that I love. I just truly love every client that I have. I have a prosperous, heart-centered business that has brought me 5 figures consistently every month. I am so grateful for that. And I, in turn, get to give more and give back. And that makes me happy. I feel like I have become this person that I always knew that I could be. How many of you can relate to that? When we think of our radiant life and biz, and when we're in the radiant mindset, thank you, Patricia. Yes, I agree. That is what we all want. I agree. When we're in the radiant mindset, we don't worry about challenges. We really don't. When challenges come up, and I heard this not long ago at a coaching program that I went to, and I heard 2 different things from 2 very different but successful heart-centered entrepreneurs. One said that he'd been working on this document for weeks, and he got to the computer and something happened, and part of the document was lost. And he said, you know what? That's incredible. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset. But he knew there was a reason for it. He was like, that's incredible. It gave him the opportunity to step away, start fresh. And he said something even better came at that point. So many times it's getting out of our own way and knowing that what is meant to happen is going to happen. Another person I heard said, every time something a little squirrely, he thinks a little squirrely happens, he says, it's perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay? And I've started doing that too. And just by adopting your own words, and using it in those situations, begin to notice how the mindset will change. So when we are in the radiant mindset, we don't worry about challenges. We enjoy the journey no matter what obstacles are thrown in our path. We live the process knowing that each moment we are living our vision now. It's not somewhere in the future. We're creating our future, but we're living it now. We are focused on adding value to our life, our clients' lives, and the world. We take care of ourselves knowing that we have gifts to share and they are valuable. And it's so important to stand in that value and charge what you're worth. It really is about valuing it. It really is about having a program, a product, a service, a package that offers value, not only to your client, but to yourself. So we're going to talk about that more as the weeks go on, but it's so key. That self-worth is so key. People then want to work with you. They want to be around you because they're attracted to your confidence, your authenticity, and the value that you offer with your services. That's what's going to make you a standout, because there's a lot of people in the world, but it's going to make you a standout, and you are going to attract just the right person. So you'll remember that I talk about we attract who we are, not what we want. Now, I know that might sound a little strange, but really think about it. I know I've talked to some of you about this on the phone, and it was like, you are so right. So if we're feeling like we're not good enough, if we're feeling that we're not worth it, that I'm not valuable, and that I'm just going to give things away because maybe my products and services just, aren't valuable, then who am I attracting? I'm going to attract that back. I'm going to attract who I am. If I feel radiant, if I feel confident, if I feel that and know that what I offer is valuable, then I'm going to attract people who also want that, who also are that. So your thoughts, your life, your beliefs, your behaviors, all of that are so key in becoming who you are. Really watching that. So I have a really cool quote with that too here. And I love this. This is one of my favorites. Watch your thoughts. They become words. Watch your words. They become actions. Watch your actions. They become habit. Watch your habits. They become character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. Now, when you think about that and you think about your thoughts, I know I've often coached with clients, and some of the thoughts that I used to have in my mind, I would have not even said to my friends. How many of you can relate to that? How many of you have ever said something to yourself in your mind and thought, I just can't believe I just said that to myself? We can be so critical of ourselves, maybe because of abuse or experiences, trauma, fear. We can be so critical of ourselves that it literally stops us from becoming who we are meant to be. So I take this very seriously, that our thoughts really do create our destiny. Our feelings really do create our destiny. And that's what we're doing right now in each moment. So one thing I encourage you to look at right now is your self-talk. I encourage you to give yourself a time frame. Maybe it's a week. Maybe it's now until next Monday. And you are watching your thoughts. You are watching your conversations with yourself. If maybe you didn't get as many things done on your to-do list that you really wanted to, did you beat yourself up at the night when you were going to bed? All of those type things, notice your self-talk. If you ate a piece of chocolate and you really didn't want to have something sweet, were you judging yourself? Really notice how much you're building yourself up compared to how much you might be tearing yourself down. It's so key. We're really retraining here, and it feels like we might be going back to kindergarten, but we have to. We have to set the foundation. We have to redo it here if we're going to get far with this in these 8 weeks. So I'm asking, Commit to this program, commit to yourself, invest in yourself. I'm going to bring it 100%. I've worked so hard preparing for you guys, and I'm always thinking of each and every one of you. I really am going to bring it, and I want you to match me. And you'll be amazed at the progress that you're going to make in the 8 weeks and beyond. Now, Richard Branson is one of the people I really admire. I love his sense of adventure. I'm a very adventurous person. I love his sense of entrepreneurship and his innovation and his creativity. And so I really think he is quite incredible. And I love this quote. He says, above all, you want to create something you're proud of. I know you, and I know you're not just out there for the money. I know that's a part of it, but you also want to be proud of what you're doing. If you're proud and passionate and you're adding value and you're meeting your clients' needs, you are going to make money. I promise you that. He says, above all, you want to create something you're proud of. This has always been in my philosophy of business. And you can see where that's gotten him. He's very successful, always smiling. In every picture you see him smiling. And what an individual. So very, very interesting. Now, all areas of your life are an expression of who you are. We've talked about that. Your business, your relationships, your parenting, every single thing. You are like your own, you're your own walking brand. Now, number one, I ask you, is there one area that's out of integrity? I'd like you to write that down right now. Is there one area? And you might not even have to think about it. Just close your eyes. We're just going to be quiet for just a few seconds. I want you to close your eyes and just, is there one area that's out of integrity in your life, whether it's parenting, your business, finances, maybe your house is a mess, your computer files, what is it? Is there one area that's out of integrity for you? Now keep that. And it might be more than one. If it's more than one, write them down. I mean, we're here to get serious. That's why you're here. I'm here to help you get results. You got to bring it too. So I want you to be honest. And the honesty first comes by being honest with yourself, because we're not going to get anywhere if you can't be honest with yourself. Okay? Number two, is there something you're afraid of or intimidated by? It might be speaking in public. It could be even looking at your finances, making an offer to a client, constructing a website, paying someone to get a website, being seen in public, putting yourself out there, social media, making a video, anything. Is there something you're afraid of or intimidated by? And I want you to think about that with regard to your life and your business, because they'll be connected. And then I'm just going to give you a minute. I want you to write that down. Now what I'm going to share with you is not monumental here, because you know it. Guess what? It's time to consider taking that thing on, because it's a key to getting unstuck and living more of your vision now. You know, a lot of people have gotten into that place of being busy. And I want to share with you, you know what busy does? Busy buries your dreams. That's what it does. Now, there's something about being productive where we are actually moving in the direction of our dreams and we're living it with each choice that we make now. But just to be busy and just to have a full schedule and a calendar that's filled up is going to bury your dreams. So I want you to think about considering taking that thing on that you're afraid of and that you're out of integrity with. And they may be two separate, okay? Because it's going to be a key here. And then my question to you is, are you ready to do it? Are you ready? Because it takes your commitment and discipline and repetition, and you're on the road to mastery here. And you got to be ready. And we're going to walk it together, but you got to stay with me. Okay, so are you ready to do it? And this is what I call my loving nudges. I I work with my clients and I call them loving nudges because I want to give you the push that you need. I want to be able to be honest with you. So do I have your permission to push a little bit with loving nudges and be honest with you? Thank you. I appreciate that because that's what I'm going to be. Thank you. Thank you. And you guys can be honest with me. I want your feedback. I want to know when I need to push more or, when you have questions. That's what this is about. It's important to have a relationship that communication is key. Okay? Communication is key. Now, Michelangelo said the greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it's too low and we reach it. So think about broadening your vision. One other thing that busyness does, busyness kills dreams, but you know what it does? It keeps us small. All right, it keeps us small. If we have space, think about, I remember moving here to Colorado a year and a half ago. And before that, I was living on an island. It was 17 miles long and 2 miles wide. There was one road that kind of went up and down that island, and we lived there for 7 years. And I grew up vacationing there all my life, but it was different living there. I will tell you, I started to feel, I got so busy. That island was busier than anywhere I ever lived. And I started to feel confined. I knew it was time for me to move. I really did. But it took us a year to kind of get things in order so that we could. I remember driving here, super tired. I'm in the Prius. My husband's in the truck. We had a fish, a cat, 3 dogs, and 2 children, as you can imagine. It was a 4-day trip. I remember coming into Kansas, and the sky got so big. There was all these sunflowers everywhere in the fields, and the sky was huge, and the clouds were just, out of this world. I felt like I was the universe. That, to me, open space. That's where our dreams can grow and our vision can get bigger. When we're in the busyness, it's going to confine you. So I encourage you to think, what is my big vision? Here's my vision right now. Here's my vision right now for maybe the 8 weeks. Here's my vision for this year. And then what's my 3-year? What's my 5-year? What's my 10-year? Really look at that because it's important to focus on what's right here in the moment, right now. But then we've got to see ourselves as bigger. What's possible? I know I'm going to be on Oprah in a couple of years. We're going to have a chat, on Super Soul Sunday. I know that. What's your big vision? I know I'm going to help billions of people. I know that. But it's also one person at a time, and I feel blessed. What's your big vision? Okay, I want you to think about that. What's your 8-week? What's your year? What's your 3-year? Your 5 and your 10. Now, in the webinar, if you were on one of the webinars that I had last week, we talked about the personal priority pyramid. It's so key to have an idea of where your priorities are. That helps keep the busyness away, okay, because the busyness only comes in to cover everything up. We want to grow the vision into the open space. So list your top focuses in your life right now, and you'll see there are the 4 right here, the 4 levels right here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now this is being the top. This is being what's number 1 right now in your life. Okay. So for me, this is spiritual right here. I do my meditation. I spend time in nature, whether that's God, higher power, spirit, whatever. You can decide that for yourself, and then you can decide the layers for yourself too. Then right here, this is me. I'm right here, Camden. That's my 2nd. My 3rd is Camden Inc., which is my business, which has been expanding. And then right here is my family and friends. Now, to me, what this means is not one is more important than the other. They're all very important to me, but for right now, that's where I am. Spiritual, Camden Inc., and then friends and family. So I'd like you to list your 4 right now. And we're going to say that these are going to be the 4 for sure for the next 8 weeks, but maybe it's the next 90 days. Maybe it's the next year. You get to decide that, okay? So listing your 4 focuses in your life right now. Now what this allows you to do is to stay focused and to say yes to these priorities and no to anything that steers you off track, okay? So if there's something that you get offered, say it's a class that someone wants you to come and teach if you're a yoga instructor, or there's a project and it sounds really cool, but it's not really your focus right now. It's not really in your vision. Maybe it's in the future. Would it behoove you to take it now and fill up your schedule more, or is it more important to have open space for creativity and for building and then taking that later because it's taking you off track? We want to stay focused, okay? We want to steer you on track. Number 3, we said keep these for sure for the next 8 weeks, and then we'll reevaluate as we head towards the end of the program to see exactly where you are, okay? What I suggest is that you get a whiteboard for your office, and you can get whatever size you want. I have a pretty big size, and I suggest you put it up on your wall where you can definitely see it. You're going to write your pyramid on it. You can write either the shape and then your 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to write that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to know your priorities. You're going to write your weekly focus on the whiteboard. And then you're going to write 3 to 4 daily tasks each day that help you complete that weekly focus. So for instance, this week for me and my business, that's what I'm talking about here on my priority pyramid, is I've got my business going on. I had the webinar this week, the coaching call, getting the membership site up. So my weekly focus is the program. That's it. So what are my 3 to 4 daily tasks each day that are helping me move the program forward, move my business forward, and complete that? Okay. Now, what I also want you to do is for the next 8 weeks, write down what your money goal is. So that's going to be for the next 2 months. Write down your money goal for the next 8 weeks. So we're going to be together here for 2 months. We'll then reevaluate it as we continue into the program. Okay. Now, I want to show you a picture here of one of my clients. We just did a VIP day, and she went home and she got everything all set in her office. So you can see that right here. She's got her whiteboard. We also did other work on her branding and things like that. So she's got this here. I use a lot of poster board. She's got everything all set. So it's right there in her office so that then she can come and really have that and be ready. See, her poster board's here. And then she's got her whiteboard with everything written on it that's really keeping her focused and keeping that moving in the direction so she's not getting spread out. So I really encourage you to do that. I think it's really important to have it in writing and to be able to see it, to be able to have that visual. Okay? All right. So with that, we're going to continue here, and we're going to talk about what is important now. It's time to live your life and your biz vision right now. So what's important? And I love this quote by Thoreau. He says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you've imagined. Live it now. So I want to give you some structure around framing what's important now. So we're going to call this what's important now. Now you've got your personal priority pyramid. Okay, you've got your whiteboard. You're going to get all these things. You've listed your financial desire for the next 2 months, where you realistically can be at the end of 8 weeks. Okay, and then you've thought about your weekly focus, and you can work on that. Today's Monday, so you're going to be getting that weekly focus. You can work on that as we finish the call. Just to give you an idea of how to prioritize what's important now, because we get really spread thin during our day. And it's real easy to have all these emails coming in and Facebook and technology, it's like the technology invasion. And if we get overscheduled, then we don't have time when we do have to troubleshoot something. So we want to make sure that we're not overscheduled and that we are framing what's important now. So number one, it's kind of taking care of you. For me, I have, breakfast, it's workout or yoga, and it's meditation or prayer. I really like to set the stage when I come into my office by lighting a candle. I say a prayer, I do my meditation, and I do a card draw. Many of you know that I have a deck of cards, and I love to drop into my heart, and I do that by just doing a random card draw, asking for adventure and surprise. Okay? Now, I know this is going to sound a little crazy because everybody likes to go right to their email. Number two, do not open email yet. Okay? Do not. Once you are there, it is like going down the rabbit hole. It's going to be hard at first if that's the first thing you're used to doing, but please, please do not open your email. Maybe if you go to Facebook, you might do one good morning quote, but maybe not even time for Facebook yet. Okay? Now, number three, strategy focus. We're heading into that. What's important now? How do I prioritize? Today is Monday, so you're writing down your weekly focus. I actually look at my calendar on Sunday night, can kind of see what I have going on, and then Monday morning I look at, okay, this is my focus. So at week's beginning, write down your weekly focus. Then you're going to write down 3 to 5 steps that move your business, your dream project, whatever you're working on then, forward each day. Okay? 3 to 5 steps. That's it. All right? And that's daily. You might even get 2 done. That's okay. That's all right. We're not going to beat ourselves up. We're going to really look at what are the top things that are going to move my business forward. Okay? Now, number 6, write out steps that need to get done within 2 weeks. Okay, so you'll have your daily, and then you'll have things that maybe need to get done within 2 weeks to complete a project. Number 7, write out steps of things that you'll need to get done in a month. So not everything is immediate concern, but this way you're going to be able to prioritize what's important now. I do things like this all the time, like I really want to get my, something done. Say it's my membership site. I really want to get that done. Some of it I'm intimidated by, so I'll put it on the back burner, and then I won't get it done. Okay, so maybe how many of you can relate to that? Things that you might be intimidated by, you're not sure what to do, and the busyness comes in, and you put it on the back burner, and it never gets done. So we want to really focus, have the weekly focus, the 3 to 5 steps to move our biz or dream project forward, what we need to do in 2 weeks to move it forward, and then write out steps that we need to do of things in a month. Okay, so we're really just time prioritizing here. And then sometimes we get these great ideas and we think, oh my gosh, this would be so cool, but it's not really moving your business forward right now, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to put those in what I call the parking lot. I love that. I learned that from Tim Irway, who started Magnetic Sponsoring. He's an incredible entrepreneur. And he called it the parking lot. And you can put all your ideas on little sticky notes and put them on a poster, or you can have a separate poster board for the parking lot. It's just for your ideas. And you know what it does? It gets it out of your head, and it gets it onto a piece of paper. Okay? You can also put it in your computer. I'm a paper person. I like to write. But let's think about, we want to get it out of your head so that you're not thinking about all these things at night and they're not distracting you during the day. All right? We want to get it out, get it on paper. Number 9, you're going to make a list of the people to call, email, or contact. Now, with regard to this may be thank yous for people who've been doing business with you for a while. It may be just a call to check in on one of your clients, not for business, not for anything, but just to say, hey, it's Camden. I just wanted to see how you were doing today. I just thought I'd call to check in with you. Because I will tell you that this connection piece, which we're going to talk about in another element, is like so key to your success in every single aspect of your life. So that's really important, okay? So that list of people to call, email, or contact, all right? Then guess what? When you're ready to check your email, you're going to set a timer, 15, 20 minutes, because we won't want to take a ton of time right now. 15 to 20 minutes to attend to your email in the morning after the strategy focus, after you've really set everything into strategy and you've gotten all these other items, then you can check your email, okay? And then you can also do it at the end of the day as well. Just those 2 times, because sometimes we get owned by it. And I know you get a lot of junk. I know, it's tempting to always look at our phone. Believe me, I know, getting back to people immediately. But we've got to focus on what's at hand right now. Even if you just do this for this 8 weeks, just stay with me here. Trust me on this, okay? Trust me. We don't want to distract you from what's important now, all right? Now, when I say email, that's where you can come in with the people, because I think it's so important to call and contact people. This is your list of clients. This is maybe prospective clients. This is friends, other clients who may have referrals. You want to have your contacts really taken care of and know that you care about them. Know that you care. Remember how we talked about in the webinar, Maya Angelou said, people won't remember what you said or did, but they're going to remember how you made them feel. So it's about being genuine and authentic and being you. Maybe sometimes you send your clients little Starbucks gift cards. Maybe you send them a handwritten note. What can you do to stand out? Because there's a lot of people in the world. There's a lot of people in all the businesses that we do. What can you do to stand out and be unique? Now, I know this might push some people over the edge here, and it's one of my favorite things. Now, this view right here, this is kind of what I felt like I saw when I drove into Kansas. It was so wide open and amazing. We've now talked about our strategy focus and looked at what's important now and really how to set that. And don't worry, all this is going to be on the membership site. You'll be able to come back as many times as you want to review it, really set your solid foundation. But what I want to introduce to you right now is called Creative Space Day. Now, what this is about is taking a full day or a half day for creative space. I like a full day or half day because just an hour here doesn't really give me that sense of relaxing and letting down. So what I would like you to do is look at on your calendar where you can take a full or a half day for creative space, okay? On that day of the calendar, you just write in creative space. During that time, you get to choose what you want to do. What do you want to do that inspires you? You're going to clear your schedule. You can take a walk. You can paint. You can meditate, do yoga. Because I tell you what, in this space, this is when you are your most creative, and this is when aha moments and innovative thinking comes into play. We've got to clear the mind space, okay, for you to be able to. It's just like clearing your calendar from the busyness. Busyness kills dreams. We have to have the mind space so that we can see our dreams and live our dreams. Now, in this space, you're going to have insights into who you are, how you share your gifts, and ideas about your next step for your program you offer your clients. You'll get ideas for your new logo and your rebranding and what it wants to look like, your business name, your website, social media offers, and more. This is where the dream becomes real and you begin to know you own your next intentional action steps. Now, I know this takes some trust in the process because it's always, we're thinking, well, we have to be sitting at our desk or we have to be doing that. I know that each one of you knows what creativity springs from, and it springs from a clear mind. Okay? Don't overwork, don't overschedule, because all you're doing is using up every single bit of reserves you have. And we really want to thrive on the mind space, the clear mind space, the creative day, because we're getting creative here. We're going to push some edges and some limits in this program, and I need you to bring it. So we got to get creative here, okay? Now, balance. This is just so key with balance. Your mind is going to be flooded with ideas to put into action steps, and it's going to be so much fun. So you can carry a journal with you that day. You can write things down. You're going to really enjoy this. Maybe, you just do it one day a week. Just see how this works for you. All right. It's not about running errands. It's not about putting anything else in there, but it's your time to let the creative juices flow and rise to the surface. You're going to love it. Absolutely love it, and get some great results. Richard Branson says a business has to be involving, it has to be fun, and it has to exercise your creative instincts. Okay, see, even Richard Branson. Where does your creativity come from if there's no space for it in your calendar? You got to schedule it. Okay? Now, not to say, ideas might come to you in the shower too, but give yourself the space. Okay? So, Creative Space Day. Get that scheduled in your calendar. Now, one thing I like to ask people is that who's your team? Who's on your team? Now, you might have a spouse or a partner who really pulls for you. You might have a babysitter, a pet sitter, people who support you. Who is on your team? Number one, I ask you, who are your top 5 right now that you're hanging out with? Jim Rohn said you are the sum total of the 5 people you hang around. Are those people uplifting? Do you feel energized when you've been with them? Do you feel supported? Are you able to talk about your dreams and your vision and all that's happening in your life? I think it's really key, because if you're around people who are talking about, oh, I'm hanging in there, or oh my gosh, my life is going this way, it's going to be really hard to raise yourself to that higher vibration of being able to live your vision now. So I ask you to really be honest with yourself and look at the top 5 people you're hanging out with. And if they're not the people that are uplifting you and you're always carrying them, it's going to get heavy. And I ask you to consider taking these 8 weeks. If you have to say, I'm in a program right now, I just wanted to let you know I'm going to have a lot going on with this program, so I might not be around as much. Whatever you need to do, I want you to look at this seriously. Because if you're ready to change, it means that you have to instigate the change. You have to decide to do it. And that might have some tough decisions that come with it. But it's seriously going to be asking you, what's your truth here? You say, I do want to attract my ideal client. I do want to work with people I love. I want to increase my cash flow. I want to give it everything I have. I want to stand in my value. I want to create programs. But what are your actions saying? Okay. Number 2, do you have support in your life and business? I hired a house cleaning service a few weeks ago. There was no way that I could do that. I enjoy cleaning my house, but it's about a 6-hour job when I get going on it. And with my husband traveling, there was no way that I could do it all. So I started to weigh it out. How much would it cost to have the house cleaned? And how much time, how much money am I losing by doing it myself? And when I looked at it that way, it was a no-brainer. Okay, I only have it once every 2 weeks, but boy, it makes a difference, and they're coming tomorrow, and I'm excited. If you have dogs, do you need a dog walker sometimes so that you can go and work or do some of the things that you need to do, meet a client? Maybe it's 1 day a week. I know where we live, people have a ton of dogs. They're not that expensive. They love your dogs. It's a great service. So really, what do you need? Childcare. I have a new sitter who's picking up my kids 2 days a week at school. Boy, has that helped me. And they go play at the park for an hour, and then they're ready to come home, and we get to play games or whatever, and I finish my work day. A coach. You now have a coach. I am happy to be that person for you. So that is part of your team. I'm part of your team. Everybody on this call and in this program is now part of your team. We're going to see each other in the Facebook group. We'll get to know each other on our Wednesday night live coaching calls, and we'll see each other when we come to the live event in July. We're on your team. We uplift you. We support you. We're there for you. Okay? Do you need an administrative assistant? I had a life assistant once, and she was $10 an hour. She worked 10 hours a week. She did everything. Dry cleaning, picked up the kids sometimes at school, made copies, did stuff on Facebook. It was the best money investment that I ever made. So really ask yourself seriously, you're not meant to do it alone. We're used to being in a village and a community, and that's what we're creating here as a community. So how can you get help? And that's where I head into number 3 here. You can delegate, okay? This clears your schedule. Now, these are 3 really great sites to find somebody to create PDFs for you. If you're doing let's see, you're making a new flyer or gift certificate for your business, and you really want somebody else to work on it, graphic design, all that kind of stuff. All these places have that. I just had a new intro, and you'll see it when you go to the membership site this week, a new intro made for the Radiant Life and Biz program. Hired a person from Odesk. He happened to be out of Hollywood. Very inexpensive. I had somebody do my logo for $50 for this program. So these are all great. Make sure you copy them down. You can find people to transcribe things for you. I mean, just about anything, I'm telling you, you can find it online. So get help and bring in people to help you. Delegate. Start getting a team together, because that's how you're going to move forward faster. All right. My coach said, it took her a lot longer because she tried to do everything on her own. Once she saw, oh my gosh, just having people do the little things, you're going to move forward more quickly. And I know that a lot of you are ready to do that in your business, to increase sales, to have more clients, and to do that. So in order to do that, we want to do it economically. And these are great places to reach out and to be able to do that. And you get to help other people. Okay. These people are amazing. Amazing. So I hope that really helps you to know that there are resources out there to be your team, to be on your team. Okay. Now, what I want to share with you, I said that each week we were going to have Life Force creative work, which is, I guess, a fancy term for homework, but I don't really like that word. My kids come home from school and they go, I've got homework tonight. It just sounds like drudgery. What we want to do is enliven your life force, okay? And if you don't know what life force is really the energy that runs through you. It's what we call prana in yoga, chi. It's really what we're going to do is we want to enliven that. We want to uplift you. So this is life force, creative, of course, work, all right? Number 1. I would like you, and this is just homework, you can write down, I said homework. This is Life Force creative work. So you can write these down, and we'll have them prepared. If you can, for next week, really, it can be a rolling discussion and work as well. But if you can kind of maintain the movement of the program and do repetition as much as you need to, get as much out of this, you're going to get some incredible results. So really just be attuned to that. So number 1, I'd love you to write down 3 to 5 words that describe you. 3 to 5 words that describe you. And I didn't put this on there, but if you want to step out on a limb and be courageous and go and kind of get the extra bonus points here, choose 3 of your friends and ask them to give you 3 to 5 words that they would use to describe you. In other words, you can say, what's your perception of me? It's powerful. And ask them to be honest and be a good listener, because it'll change your life and it'll give you insight. So first you get to do it about yourself, and then ask 3 friends. Okay. Number 2, as we start working more with your brand, we're just setting the foundation here, but I want to get your creative juices flowing. Write down 3 to 5 words that describe your business, your brand, or your passion, wherever you are. So if you've got your business and we're working with that, great. If it's about your passion, great. If you're still trying to decide what your niche is, and we'll go from there. So 3 to 5 words that describe your biz, your brand, and your passion. And if you have clients that you work with, you can ask them this as well. Hey, what are 3 words that you would describe my brand? Because we got to get really clear on this. If your brand, your business is not a standout, then you're getting lost in the crowd. Okay, so we got to bring it up another few levels to really stand out as uniquely and authentically you. Okay. Number 3, please complete the priority pyramid and mark in your calendar those designated times for those 4 priorities. So for instance, whatever, like I'm number 2 on my priority list. So there's things that I need for me. I get massages, I get facials. I need downtime. I need alone time. I need meditation time. So all of those things are written in my calendar. And you can choose different colors for each of the 4 levels if you like to do it that way, different color markers. If you do it on your computer, you can also choose different colors in iCal as well. Okay. Number 4, your strategy focus. We went over all the different steps of looking at what's important now and how to prioritize it. So you're going to get your whiteboard. You're going to, remember, put your dollar amount at the top for the next 2 months. You're going to write down your focus for the week. So that you're going to go through this every week, and you can do that when we get off the phone today. Your focus for the week, and then each day, 3 to 5 daily tasks. And then you remember about the parking lot, 2 weeks out, 1 month out. So we're really getting organized with your schedule, but we're not overscheduling. We're leaving space for your creative space day. So the next thing I'd like you to do is schedule your creative space day, whether it's a half day or a full day, in your calendar. And then on that morning, maybe you wake up and think, oh, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to go take a walk. I'm going to do some yoga today. I'm going to go and sit outside and watch people, and just bring your journal with you, because the ideas are going to come flowing. Okay. Number 7, get your whiteboard. Get your whiteboard if you haven't done that. Number 8, I don't know how many of you have read the book, The 4 Agreements, but I encourage you, if you have not, to buy it and read it. And if you have, I encourage you to take it off the shelf and start reading it again. It's by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I remember reading this at a real pivotal time in my life where I was in that victim place. And I thought everything was happening to me. And then I realized that really life is what I make of it, what I do with what happens to me. And I think you'll find this very helpful as you're moving along, not only in this program, but continuing in your life. So I encourage you to get the book. You'll like it. It's not very long, but it is profound. And it made a huge difference in my life and how I started to treat myself, and how I began to change, how my business began to change, the different clients I began to attract, and really what I was able to start to build my dream, live it now. I mean, it was that profound. So I encourage you to get that, and we'll be discussing that and sharing more about that as well. Number 9, having that gratitude and celebration journal. Many of you probably already have this, but I think it's so crucial to be able to give thanks and to be able to celebrate. We want to be able to receive and give. If you're stopping the flow and not receiving, you're missing out on a lot of clients, on a lot of cash, and a lot of connection. And we really want all 3 in our life. It's so key. And it's that sense of energy exchange and the balance. So we want to be able to give and receive. One thing each day that you're grateful for, and then one thing each day that you're celebrating about yourself. Giving yourself a compliment and recognizing yourself. Okay? And I encourage you to, I'll have the Facebook group set up this week. I encourage you to share these as much as you can on our private Facebook group. It'll just be us. And as much and as many different formats as you can give and also recognize and receive, it will be able to permeate every part of your life. It will make a huge difference. So don't feel that you're isolated. Feel that we are in a community here. And being in this coaching program, you will certainly be challenged on many levels, but those challenges are going to lead to so many successes for you as we move together. You know, we come together, we move together, we create, we uplift. And the last one, enjoy your creations. Enjoy what you're creating. Enjoy setting this new foundation and enjoying every moment. Will there be challenges? Yes. And I would lie if I told you there weren't be. But that's just the way it is. We will have those experiences that will bring us to our knees. And then it's like, I can do this. You know, I know the bigger vision. I know my choice to make here. I'm not getting sidetracked. I know my focus. I know my heart, and I'm moving forward. And it gets to that point that staying in the comfort zone feels more dangerous than stepping out of the comfort zone. And that's what I'm asking you to do here, is to say, I'm going to step out of the comfort zone. I'm going to feel a little uncomfortable, a little unafraid, but I know it's time, and I'm ready to be inspired so that I too can inspire others. I'm really excited about this, and I'm here to walk with you. I'm here to answer questions. I saw this quote today, and it was a development course that I took years ago, and I chose this. I chose Oprah's quote for my life vision section. She says, "When I look at my future, it's so bright it burns my eyes." And I say, your future is right now. Create each moment knowing you are living your radiant life in biz now, because you are in the radiant mindset. Okay? There is a confidence to that. There is an excitement. There's an inspiration. You just want to get up in the morning. You have a spark. You've got a spark. It's alive in you, and you want to get up in the morning. So that's what it's all about with the radiant mindset. It's really key. I'm going to shift back one slide so that in case you need to write down any of this work. And then I'd love to be able to take questions. So if you want to ask questions, you can go into chat mode. And just go ahead and send me your questions in. They can be very specific. They can be on the information here. They can be about your business. It can be accountability. What do you need this evening from me to help you continue to move forward right now in your life and business? And I know we have people who are listening to the recorded calls and maybe watching the video of this as well. And just as a reminder, we're going to have our coaching call on Wednesday, and I'll go over that in just a minute. So one question I got, Lucy says, how do I keep up with work if I only check my email twice a day? And how often do you recommend to do a creative day? So Lucy, I know your work is on the computer. That's what you do. And so I tell you what, I understand if there are people calling you or emailing you, and if it's of that task and that project, it's really important to get back to them. I completely get that. But let's just say that you're in project mode and you're in creation mode of moving a project forward, moving your brand forward, recreating your website. If there's constant distractions during that time and you're going back to email just as they come in, it's like nothing ever gets done. But if you can set a time, and if you feel that you need another time, maybe lunchtime, you need another 15 minutes in there, honor that, but set your timer. Because I just feel that if we get too distracted and we're spread out all the time, then we're not getting our task, our priorities done for that day. So that would be my suggestion, is to look at maybe you need that one more time during the day if you think so, but don't be checking it all the time during the day, because then you will get distracted and we get off on those tangents, okay? And then we start answering emails and things like that. I know that when we were talking about this program, you were really good with me. You got back to me, but you said, I'm in work mode. I've got things going on. So it sounds like you've got things taken care of. But just do look at how often are you distracted by emails and then going off on a tangent? And when is that taking away from your priorities? What's important now? Okay. Great. Awesome. That sounds good. And then during for the creative day, you could do it once a week, a half day. If that scares you a little bit, you could do it once every 10 days, once every 2 weeks. But I really encourage you, Get it in once a week if you can. Try it just during these 8 weeks. See how that works. Even if it's a Sunday afternoon, maybe it's a Wednesday afternoon. I know many of you are entrepreneurs and you can take different times. So when that, just mark it in your calendar and see, maybe Sunday afternoon is the best, but just look and see what works best for you and commit either to that day or half day. And maybe it's just a half day as you're just beginning. Okay. Lucy, I hope that answered your questions. Awesome. Great. Perfect. I'm so glad that you were able to make it too. I hope you have happy travels. Let's see. Annette. All right. Annette says, I spend most of my time away from my home office. Any thoughts on how to organize myself away from the information on my whiteboard? So Annette, you have an iPhone, correct? And do you have an iPad? Do you have a notebook or a tablet of any sort? Or do you carry your computer with you when you are not in your home office? Give me some ideas on that. I know that there are many applications that you can get on your smartphone, on your iPad. I think one of them is called Focus. I know that's on the iPad, would be an app, and I imagine you can get it on your iPhone too. And what you might do is check that out and see if you can get those. And that way it's more like a tablet. You can write what your focus is. You can have your priorities for that particular day. And then you can even have your pyramid and everything on there. Another thought is to take a picture of your pyramid and of your focuses and have that on your iPhone as well. So that might be two thoughts. But I do believe that if you get on the tablet or the iPhone, there's going to be a lot of apps. And you might even look up Whiteboard app and see. They might have something that you could use for that as well. So I hope that helps. And I tell you what I'll do is I'll do some research. I'm going to write that down right now because that's a great question besides what I've given you the answers. And I think that I'll be able to find something and we can find an app that will give you sort of a take-home, take away from the office focus that you can use for yourself. So great question. Thank you. So I will do that. And what I'll plan to do is post it in our Facebook group, guys, for those of you that are looking for something to travel with. Okay? Awesome. Any other questions? Anybody have anything that's going on with them, life, business-wise? Any thoughts or questions? Any takeaways from tonight? Any takeaways that you'd like to share with our group? Kind of aha moments that you had while you were watching the webinar tonight. Something that made a difference for you, or something that you've done before that made a difference for you in your life or business. What I ask you to do is, as you're working with this, do post on our Facebook group and do make a note of what works for you and what's really not working for you. Notice if you're more visual. Notice how you like to write things in your calendar, or if you want to have it in your computer. Notice the time of day that you like for your exercise, your personal care. Begin to really know yourself at a deep level, because this is about you. I'm giving you my ideas, my suggestions, things that have really worked for me, and that's why I devised this program. But we want to see what it works for you. When are you your best? How much sleep do you need? Nutrition-wise, when's the best time to eat? Meal times. How much computer time are you having? Are you taking walks in nature? How much time are you having with your friends? We're really looking at setting the foundation and honoring that. And we're going to really stay with this for the next 8 weeks for sure, but even longer. So we want to create new habits. And I know that takes time to create habits in our life and our business. So use the Facebook group. The membership site will be up this week. I will send you an email to let you know when that's available. And I just so appreciate you being on the call tonight. Thank you for all your great questions. And just as a reminder, we'll have our live coaching call this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That will be 6 p.m. Pacific Time, and then 9 p.m. Eastern Time, because we've got people in all time zones here. So that's going to be this Wednesday night. We'll talk a little bit more about this element And then I'm going to take live Q&A. This is like a mastermind. This call is about strategy, and it's about helping you know what your next steps are. So get going on some of the work that we've talked about tonight on the webinar, and then let's strategize around your specific needs on this call on Wednesday, meet some others in our group, and really start to move things forward in a real big way for you. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll send out another email, but I did give you the phone number. That call will be only a call. So we'll get you rolling on that. I think it's going to be an incredible opportunity to get some laser coaching and great feedback from the group as well. So I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Have a beautiful evening tonight, and thank you again for being on the call. And I will see you on Wednesday. You guys take care. Thank you so much.